Perfect. Yay. Awesome. Good morning. Welcome to an early Saturday morning flow. Thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. Um, we're gonna go ahead and get started today, standing at the top of the mat. We're gonna get right into some sun salutations, just adding movement before we really get stretching. So just finding your stance on the mat, hip distance with the feet, grounding through all corners of the feet. Just bringing your awareness to the feet and drawing it up through the body as you start to stand a little bit straighter. Just kind of opening up the chest, drawing the shoulders back and away from the ears, taking a nice deep inhale. Filling the lungs with air and a slow exhale out. Just finding your center, setting the intention, maybe here just to keep an awareness of the breath, connecting it with the movement throughout the whole practice. On your next inhale, reaching arms overhead, fingertips up nice and high. On the exhale, the left hand will grab the right wrist, and we're just going to do a gentle side stretch over to the right. Inhaling, reaching back up high. The right hand grabs the left wrist, and then we exhale, bend it to the left or the right. Just bend it the other way. Breathe into the side body. Inhale, reaching it back up. From here, we're just gonna inhale, open the chest, and bend the elbows 90 degrees into cactus arms. And actually, yeah, I guess the inhale will reach, and then the exhale will bend open in our cactus arms. Reach it high. And then one more, open the chest, just squeezing those shoulder blades together, cactus arms. And then one more time, we inhale, reach it nice up and high. And then we'll exhale, take a fold. Feeling free to bend the knees generously here. And then we're gonna just inhale, halfway lengthen through the spine. Maybe straightening the knees a little bit more. The left hand plants, and we inhale, reach the right fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, right fingertips down. Inhale, left fingertips up. One more time, we bring the left fingertips down as we reach the right ones up. And the right fingertips come down, and we twist the other way, just reaching the left ones up. Inhaling, coming back through center in our halfway lift, just straighten through the spine, straighten through the legs. And then on the exhale, we'll release into a forward fold. We're just gonna plant the hands and step it back into our plank position, inhaling, lengthening through the crown of the head and the heels. Exhale, you can drop knees, chest, chin to the mat. On the inhale, pulling the chest forward and up, we come into our cobra, really drawing those shoulders away from the ears, pulling that chest forward, open. Taking another deep inhale here. And on the exhale, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the hips as we move back into our downward facing dog. Feel free to add some movement here, just kind of pedaling the feet. Maybe just lifting the heels, lowering the heel. Taking just a deep breath and opening through the chest. Exhale, maybe you open the mouth, let it go. On the next inhale, lifting heels, bending the knees, you could step as much as you'd like up to your hands, releasing the body forward into a forward fold. And then whenever you're ready, inhaling, rolling all the way up to standing, reaching arms overhead. Exhale, releasing hands down by the side or to your heart. Beautiful. Feels good. Just one sun salutation. We'll go ahead and move into a sun salutation B version. So starting with our big toes together, heels apart. We're gonna inhale, sit the hips back into our chair pose, arms by the ears. Try to really tuck the pelvis down here. Sit nice and low, trying to see your toes over your knees. We'll inhale, reach it back up high, and exhale, release it into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthening, and then we'll exhale, plant the hands, step it back into our plank. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, feel free to drop the knees, and maybe you just bend the elbows 90 degrees, coming into like a chaturanga. On the inhale, we pull the chest forward and up into cobra, or if your thighs are lifted, upward facing dog. And on the exhale, moving the hips back into our down dog. On the inhale, the right foot steps forward, and you could just leave the toes as is and inhale, lift into a high lunge. Or if you'd like to take your warrior one, just grounding the back heel so that the toes are pointing 45 degrees. We inhale, reach it high into our warrior one, trying to keep the hips really square forward and a really low 90-degree bend in the knee. Just inhale, reaching up high, opening the chest. And then on the next exhale, planting the hands, we'll slide the foot back into a plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest into upward dog. And exhale, move the hips back, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, the left foot steps forward, grounding the back heel if you'd like. We're going to inhale, reach it high into our warrior one on the other side. Just really feeling strong through the legs here. And exhale. We'll plant the hands, move this foot back into our plank, lowering any way you like. Inhale, just pulling the chest forward, maybe engaging the glutes here to really protect the lower back. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take another deep cleansing breath here. Whenever you're feeling good, on your next inhale, you can lift the heels, bend the knees, and then step or hop your way to your feet. We're going to bring the big toe to your hands. We're going to bring the big toes together, heels apart, and sit down. Once again, lift the chest up into our chair. And then exhale, just stand all the way up and release hands by your side. Taking just a moment here. Then we're gonna bring our our feet hip distance once again. We'll inhale, reach it up nice and high. And then let's just drop the hands, make a fist behind the back. Just pull the chest open here. And then on the exhale, we'll hinge from the hips, fold forward, and let the fist fold overhead. Try to get nice into our shoulders here. Always feeling free to keep generous bends as you fold in the knees. Releasing the hands here, we're just gonna come into a dangling pose. So feel free to really generously bend the knees really a lot. Maybe you even bring your elbows to your knees just to help you support here. But we really just want to try to let the upper body completely hang loose. Really let the spine decompress. And using your breath to help you loosen out here, just try to focus on a few deep breaths. On the inhales, feeling your stomach expand. And on the exhales, feeling it deflate. Maybe you let go just a little bit more. We'll inhale, halfway lengthen. And then we're just gonna heel toe our feet, kinda outward a little bit and to point 45 degrees outward. We're gonna come into our yogic squat, so just kinda whatever distance of feet feels good for you. We're just gonna bend the knees, sit the hips down. Try to keep our knees pointing out wide. Maybe you can use your hands, arms to do that. You'd like to add a little movement here, going side to side, feel free. Just adding a little twist, we'll plant the left hand, reach up to the right, reach the right arm up to the sky, and then right hand drops and we reach the left arm up to the sky. And we kind of just switch, dropping the right arm, reaching the left arm up. One more time, reaching the left arm up, just kind of moving side to side, getting a little twisted. And then we'll come back through center. Inhale, we'll lift the hips up, straighten through the legs. Heel toeing them back to point forward. Maybe you're in a forward fold a little bit. We're gonna step the right foot back, drop the back knee. We're coming into a low lunge, trying to keep that left knee stacked over the ankle and just using this back knee to adjust yourself. We'll inhale, reach it nice and high into our low lunge. If you'd like, you can even plant the hands on the hips and just kind of gently add a little pressure to really sink them forward here, really sink them down. Just let them open up. And then we'll plant the hands. Take an inhale, just let the hips release one more time. And then on the exhale, we'll straighten through the left leg, pushing the hips back, really drawing the right hip forward, left hip back a little to square it out. It's always nice to maybe come up high a little bit if your hamstring is tight. Maybe flexing the toes if that feels good for you to go a little bit more intense. On the inhale, just try to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, maybe you let the chest fold a little bit. We're going to tuck the back toes and just try to straighten through this back leg, coming into a pyramid pose. So if you have any like books or blocks or anything to balance your hands on, that might be really helpful here or when we go to the other side. Just try to square the hips and just bringing awareness to your feet, maybe pointing the front toes, really try to ground the back heels, the back heel. And keeping the hands planted here, lifting high on the toes of the back foot. We're gonna try to sweep this left foot all the way up and back into our three-legged dog. Really reaching that foot high. And then we'll go ahead, bend the knee, pull it in towards the chest, and release the knee down. We're coming right into our pigeon pose. Maybe feel free to really let this left foot come in close towards your hip. If you want to make it more tense, pulling it away. Just inhale Maybe sitting nice and tall. And if it feels good on the exhale, letting your chest fold forward. Deep breath here. Just feel your muscles relax, release. Whenever you come to inhale next, just gently pushing the chest all the way back up. We're gonna plant the hands and keep this right back knee grounded. We're just gonna slide the left foot back through our tabletop, but then we're just gonna extend the left leg back behind us. So we're kind of sliding from pigeon right into a tabletop with a lifted left leg, extending straight through the left toes. Let's go ahead, bend the knee actually, and we're just gonna add some movement, pulling the knee in towards the chest, and then coming out the other way, kind of pulling those toes up towards the sky, opening the chest, gazing up. So just bending the knee, bringing head to the knee, and then reaching it back up. Open the chest, inhale. One more time, exhale, pulling the chest toward the knee towards the chest. And then we'll extend the left leg straight behind us. If you can, grabbing the left foot with the right hand and just pulling that foot in towards the glutes, trying to really stretch the glute here. And if it's in your practice, if it feels okay, maybe you come to kick the left foot back into the right hand as you lift up nice and high into our tiger pose. Releasing hand and foot, extending straight. We'll release the right hand down to this ground. From here, we'll pivot to stack the hips on top of each other, flex through the back toes, and then slowly come to reach the left arm up into our half-half mood. You could drop the toes from here, drop the left foot, so we're kind of on our side still, and just really reach through the side body here, inhaling. And then from here, we're gonna straighten the bottom leg, coming into a plank position. Just trying to keep engaged through that oblique, lifting nice and high in the hips. Letting this top left leg come right behind the right leg. We're gonna inhale, lift the hips up high, open the chest into our wild thing pose. Breathe deep. And on the exhale, you can come forward again, releasing the left hand down, squaring the hips down, right into our plank position. Maybe that left toe stays lifted off the ground here. And then we pull the knee in towards the chest, bring it outside of the left elbow. We're just going to step the foot outside the left hand now into our lizard pose. Really opening up through the hips here. If you'd like to kind of roll this left foot onto its outer edge, oh, push the knee away just gently a little bit. Maybe you gaze up, just really becoming deeply aware of the hips, your breath. We'll go ahead, plant the hands down, just making sure this left foot is planted. You can keep the toes pointed out. We're just gonna take this back foot and jump it forward, coming back into our yogic squat. Hopefully this is a good angle. Yogic squat. And then whenever you're ready, lifting the hips, straightening through the knees, just pointing the toes forward. Exhale, release it down into your forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lengthen. And once again, we'll exhale, release it down. This time, we're gonna step the left foot back, drop the back knee. Keep stacking, keeping the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Whenever you're ready, we'll inhale, reach it up high to our low. Again, if you'd like to use the hands to add some extra weight onto the hips, really pushing them down and open. Inhale. We're gonna plant the hands once again. Just kind of pull that chest forward. And on the exhale, push the hips back, straighten through the right leg. We're coming into a half split here. Just on the inhale, trying to straighten through the spine, elongate. And on the exhale, feel yourself relax, feel yourself release and fold forward. Tucking the back toes whenever you're ready, straightening through the back leg. Once again, really try to draw that left hip forward, the right hip back, trying to square the hips as we release into our pyramid pose. Take any readjustments you need, just 2 straight legs and a fold here. And then we'll plant the hands, lift high off the back heels. We're trying to sweep the right leg up, back and up into our 3-legged dog. Just reaching those toes high. And then bending the knee, pulling that knee in towards the chest. Inhale, pull, reach. And then we'll exhale, release the knee down. Squaring the hips towards the ground. We'll inhale, open the chest in our pigeon pose. And if it feels okay, exhale, releasing the chest forward. Deep breath. Feeling yourself relax. On the next inhale, pushing the chest up. Planting the hands here. We're just gonna bend through this back straightened leg as we slide the right foot all the way back and up. So we're in a kind of one-legged tabletop here. You can keep this right knee bent. We're gonna inhale, pull knee to chest, chin to knee, and then inhale, lift that foot up more towards the sky. Open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, pulling the knee in, really kind of pushing away the ground, the shoulder blades drawing away from each other. And then inhale, open the chest, lift the right leg. Once more, we exhale, kind of pull that knee in towards the chest. And then push the foot back. We'll go ahead, straighten through the leg here, or before we straighten through the leg, sorry, we're going to take our tiger pose. So kind of finding your balance, we're gonna shift our weight also onto our right hand as our left hand lifts off the ground. If you can, trying to grab the right foot, the right foot with the left hand, and just try to pull that foot in towards the glute. Trying to feel a quad stretch here. And maybe inhaling, kicking the foot back as we open the chest, gaze forward in our tiger pose. Releasing hand and foot, where you can just release the left hand back down, extending straight through the right leg. We're gonna come to stack the hips on top of each other. We flex through the back foot, and reach the right fingertips up into our half moon. It helps to look down, but if you could try to look up towards the right fingertips, that's awesome. You could go ahead, release the right foot down to the ground. We're still having stacked hips open on this side. Just inhale, get a nice side body stretch here. And then we're gonna straighten through the bottom leg as we just come into our plank pose, side plank pose. We'll take this top leg, drop the toes right behind the leg, and then inhale, lift the hips, open the chest. We're in our wild thing pose. We'll exhale, come to turn, planting the right hands. We're coming back into a plank position, just squaring the hips down. Maybe you keep that right leg lifted. We'll inhale, pull it in towards the chest. Come to bring the right knee to touch the right elbow, and then place the foot all the way beside the right hand. We're coming into our lizard pose, so the right foot is pretty close to the edge of the mat. Both hands are inside of it. We'll inhale, and you can, take your own variation of a lizard, maybe rolling the right foot onto its outer edge, just opening up through the hip here. Maybe doing a little twist to gaze up. Just taking a nice deep inhale here. Slow exhale, feel your hips release, relax. Coming to plant the hands, the foot back down, and pointing the toes out 45 degrees. We'll tuck the back toes, jump the back foot up into our yogic squat once again. The toes pointing out. Just open the hips here one more time. And then we'll straighten through the legs, lift the hips, and exhale, release into a forward fold. Just taking a few breaths here. I'm gonna real quick check the time. Perfect. Okay. We'll go ahead and actually just take a seat here. So if you'd like to just bend through the knees again into your yogic squat, and then just come to sit all the way down, pushing the hips back. We're straighten through both legs here. Sitting nice and tall, we'll take an inhale, reaching the arms up. And on the exhale, focusing on the hips here, we'll just hinge from the hips forward, try to keep a straight spine. Maybe your hands come to your shins or ankles. We're really just trying to take a head to toe with really straight spine today. Maybe you bend through the knees. Feeling that sensation in the hamstrings. Breathing, letting them stretch out here. Inhaling back up, we'll bend this right knee to come into a half butterfly pose. Once again, we inhale, reach it up high, exhale, we fold over the extended left leg. And then if you'd like, you can also maybe kind of just lean open to the side here as you kind of stack the shoulders, kind of opening it up to the side just a little bit. We'll come back through center. Inhale, lifting it back up high. We're gonna come right from here into our box pose. So kind of keeping this right knee like in your half butterfly. We'll take this left knee, left shin, and try to stack it on top of the right shin. So your shins might have to cross, or you might be sitting in a cross-legged more so, and that's okay. Just trying to push this left knee down Trying to feel a nice sensation through the left outer hip here. Taking a nice inhale and exhale. And then we're gonna go a little bit deeper, kind of pulling the ankles away from each other. We cross the thighs over one another. This left knee is stacked over the right knee, and we come into a shoelace position. You could just stay in a simple shoelace, maybe do a little fold. I also always like to do a little shoulder stretch here, kind of taking cow face arms, bending the left arm behind the head, and just sitting nice and tall. Also engaging the shoulder a little bit and breathing. Releasing the arms if you have them in a stretch. We'll just come to pick up the top knee, plant the foot down. We're just gonna take a simple seated twist here. So inhaling, sitting nice and tall. On the exhale, we'll turn the chest to face the left. Maybe bring this right elbow outside the left knee if you'd like. And use this left arm to really be straight and support your spine here. You could bring the head to gaze over the left shoulder as well. Taking a nice deep breath, feeling the belly expand. On the exhale, feeling the navel pull back towards the spine. We'll inhale, come back through center here. And then we're just gonna take this top leg, keep it bent in as we extend the right leg out. So coming into our half butterfly on the other side now. Inhale, reaching the arms up, and exhale, letting the chest fold over the extended leg. Maybe opening out to the side just a little bit if you'd like to try to stack the shoulders a little. Just turn the body open to the left. Coming back through center, we'll inhale, pick up the chest. And gonna come to stack the top right shin on top of the left as we come to sit into a box pose. Taking your own variations here, we just want to try to keep both sit bones evenly planted. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, release. Feel yourself ground, relax. Coming to cross the thighs over one another now. We're coming into our shoelace pose. If you can, try to lower the knee, but maybe this top knee stays lifted a little bit to make it more accessible to you. Just try to keep both sit bones planted again. Yeah, if you'd like to take a arm stretch here too, you can bend right elbow behind the head. Just kind of lead the head back into the elbow. Releasing the hands here. We're just gonna come to plant this right foot on the ground so the knee is pointing up, the right knee. We'll inhale, reach the arms up, sitting nice and tall. On the exhale, twist to face the chest to the right. And just, yeah, take this final twist here. Maybe bringing your gaze over that shoulder. Breathing deep into the belly. Inhale, we're gonna come forward and just release this foot. We'll come to lie all the way down now, so you can just round your spine onto your back, hugging the knees into the chest here. Maybe we just draw some circles with the knees a little bit in one direction and then the other direction. We're going to take our bridge pose, maybe a wheel pose, just because I love a good heart opener, chest opener. So planting the feet, pointing the knees up towards the sky. You can plant your hands by your side. On the inhale, we're gonna try to tuck the pelvis and start lifting the hips as we plant our shoulder blades, extend through the head, and we're just lifting those hips as high as we can here. Maybe squeezing the knees a little bit together. And here we could just inhale, breathe deep into the belly. Feel that chest opening a little bit. And then we'll exhale, release the hips down. We're gonna do that one more time. This time I'll instruct going into the full wheel, but no worries if the bridge pose is already a lot or a good enough stretch, feeling. Maybe it's just something to take it to the next level in the future or whenever. So inhaling, planting the hands down, we'll lift the hips up high into the bridge pose. If you'd like, you can bring the hands beside your ears, pointing the elbows up towards the sky, and then starting to just press into the hands, gently extending the elbows all the way straight as you open up through the chest here. A back bend, that's what it really is, a back bend. And we want to try to shift our weight onto our hands here. Just taking a deep breath wherever you're at. And then eventually exhaling, coming to slowly lower yourself all the way down. Slowly, 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 slowly releasing the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Coming to bring the knees back in towards you. Maybe opening them this time out wide. Maybe you could take some bigger circles even. Or maybe you'd like to do a little rock side to side. This is just feel free to add whatever movement you like here into your hips, into your legs. You'd like to take a happy baby, bringing the hands to the outsides of the feet, opening the feet, maybe straightening through one leg, straightening through the other leg. Wonderful. We'll come to bring the feet together, legs extended straight up high. Just holding our legs here. Pulling the legs in towards you if you can, really try to plant through the whole spine on the ground. Okay, to keep a bend. And then we're gonna plant the hands right beside us. We're gonna engage the core, take a nice deep breath here, and as we exhale, we're gonna start dropping the feet all the way down to the ground for 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming to just lie in our Shavasana now. We're gonna open the feet, just open our hands out, palms facing up. Now is the time if you want to take any other postures or any extra things. This is a great time. Otherwise, you can just join me in finding complete relaxation. Taking a nice deep breath, expanding through the belly, pulling that breath up through the ribs into the chest, filling the lungs with air. Maybe holding it in if it feels okay. And at your own time, a slow release, feeling free to just open the mouth and let it go. Feeling your forehead relax, carrying that relaxation through the rest of the face. your legs, your shoulder. Even letting go of the effort to control the breath. Just letting yourself be completely relaxed. Just listening to your body, maybe even feeling any movement going on within, any energy moving inside, becoming aware, observing. Just coming to take another deep breath. Maybe just starting to think about the rest of your day here. Just thinking about this peace that you cultivated from within and setting the intention to maybe carry that peace or cultivate it more throughout the day, whatever you please. Taking a nice deep inhale, and at your own time, wiggling fingers, wiggling the thumbs and the toes and the wrists, maybe circling the wrists and the ankles a little bit. Inhaling, you can give yourself a nice full body stretch and roll on to either side body, coming into a fetal position, just giving yourself an extra moment of relaxation, of thanks, of gratitude, of just happiness to be here where you're at. Gently pushing your way back up into a seated position. At your own time. I'm just gonna close the practice with one last breath here. Inhaling, if you'd like to reach your hands nice and tall up. And exhaling, maybe bringing your hands to heart center, just bowing to yourself. Also bowing to you. I thank you so much for joining me today. It's really such an honor to have people joining and flowing with me. It's a beautiful Saturday. Woohoo! I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and to see you again. Namaste.